So My Hero Academia has gone downhill in my opinion. Now I understand that maybe there's some stuff behind the scenes, like the author is being rushed to finish or something. However, I have stopped liking the series because of this. I think that the last time I was excited about each chapter was during the Rogue Deku arc. However, that is also where the series started to go downhill in my opinion. Let me explain. So the Rogue Deku arc was great, however it was the first sign things were being rushed. He was learning new powers too quickly compared to how he learned Black Whip and Float. He just kept gaining powers with no effort of his training, on screen obviously. On top of that, the arc didn't last nearly long enough to really drive in the fact that this happened. It's just, Deku vanishes for a bit then is found immediately. We never really saw what UA was like without Deku. We got the brief reaction to him leaving, but nothing like what they were missing without him being there. I get that they care about him, but show us why. What were they missing with him gone? Show us someone wanting to talk to him then remembering that he's gone now or something. But instead we got Deku doing his thing for a bunch of chapters, which I loved, but it didn't last long enough. UA finds him and a fight happens, then he's brought back. Honestly, I wish he got away from them and he decides to go back himself later on. He would see just how much they care about and miss him, and he would consider it and eventually go back. Now if he really wanted to drive a good consequence to this whole arc, cause let's be honest, it had pretty much no consequences in the end. I feel like this would have been a good time to kill All Might after Deku ditched him. Because Deku didn't listen, All Might was killed somehow and Deku now has to live with that. Or if not dead, maybe just heavily injured. Just something to teach Deku that actions have consequences. Anyway, after all this it seems to get thrown under the rug, nothing really comes from it. And well, after that, Horikoshi remembers that the traitor plot has to happen, so it's just kinda thrown in with little setup. I feel like a reveal this big should have been better foreshadowed in the past. And honestly, it was really obvious that it was either him, Kaminari, or Invisible Girl. But I think Horikoshi didn't want a popular character to be a villain, so Kaminari was ignored. The problem with the traitor arc is also a problem with the whole series. No one except the main three and a few others in Class 1A are developed at all. They may as well be stick figures with no dialogue, since I can't even remember most of their names. You can't have a big traitor reveal in My Hero Academia because we can't really get attached to anyone since we know nothing of most of them and they are just there. Aoyama had no development before the reveal aside from one little bit in Season 4, I think. And the worst part is that this reveal didn't do much for the story either. It's just like the Rogue Deku arc and it's just kinda ignored. No consequences for Aoyama or anything, he's tied to a chair and forgiven for nearly getting them killed a lot. And then comes the final arc or saga. It sucks. For a final battle, it just comes out of nowhere and chaos ensues. Now I have a lot to nitpick about this arc. For one, Toga. For all she went through beforehand, it's practically ignored. We don't see how she reacted and lived with Twice's death all that much. Yes, obviously she's depressed, however I want to see more than just that. But no, now she loves both Ochako and Deku and both reject her, so she now wants to kill them. Which, by the way, that battle has been pushed aside for many chapters now. Toga can be a good character but was rushed through many things just so fast. And I don't see it being much better. As for the thing this arc has been focused on so much is Tauya vs Todoroki. Now this fight is just stupid to me. They are seemingly trying to kill each other, but wouldn't this be better if it were Tauya vs Endeavor? I feel like more would be gained from that, since Endeavor is the reason Tauya is like he is now. I feel like Tauya actually wants Endeavor dead and wouldn't have much reason to want to kill Todoroki. But no, Endeavor has to fight all for one despite not having much connection to him and getting bodied by the way. only to be saved by other characters, which is bull since like Endeavor is having so much trouble. However, a high schooler backgroundish character and a pro hero are doing really well against him. Meanwhile, Deku, AFO's main enemy, is nowhere to be seen right now and will probably be pushed for another year. Like if Horikoshi had the balls, he would let AFO kill more people, but 1A has so much plot armor it's not even funny. AFO beat All Might but can't beat some high schoolers? I'm just getting kind of sick of the little stakes in My Hero. It makes it feel like everyone is invincible and just ruins it. Like obviously Jiro isn't gonna die because plot armor and will be saved last minute or something stupid. Yes, she lost an ear jack thing, but we don't know how they work. Do they regrow or is it now lost forever? Who knows, cause the characters aren't developed enough for us to care. Anyway, this is where we are at this point in the story. So I'll stop here. My Hero Academia has gone downhill enough where I'm just not excited for new chapters anymore since I know it'll just be the same thing with no stakes. I feel bad for Horikoshi since he's probably being rushed for whatever reason, but I feel like this final battle could have waited for longer. At least give us a time skip to when the characters are older and more trained so this doesn't seem like AFO getting curb stomped by children. I'll still read it for the hope that it gets better. However, at this point I just wait for Friday when it gets translated and read it and close the page with no thoughts afterward. It's a shame because I really liked the series beforehand, but now it's at the back of my mind most of the time. The anime is a different can of worms, but I also think it's getting worse as well with their continued focus on movies and lowering budget on the anime and skipping key moment or arcs just to focus on a non-canon movie that probably breaks established rules and are just there to have a cool fight at the end where Deku punches harder and the villain loses. As I said earlier, I really hope My Hero Academia will get better and less rushed, but if this really is the final arc, I've lost a lot of hope for the series. Thank you for watching.